Hey, everybody, we're live right now at Paste Studios with Greyson Chance. Greyson, thank you so much for being here, man. We
Hey,
appreciate
thank you
it.
so much for having me. It's an
Yeah.
honor to be here.
Well, man, it's the sound check has sounded great so far, so we're all looking forward to sharing what you're about to do with the entire internet. And so, congratulations to you because Portraits, the album, is coming out on March 15th.
Yes,
And
literally only kind of 2 weeks away, which is very insane. Or I guess a little bit longer than 2 weeks, but still, we're less than a month out.
yeah, well, dude, I'm glad for you professionally,
Thank you.
personally, everything. I'm glad that's about to be out. And thank you for coming and sharing some of this music with us today. So, you're going to do 3 songs. One of them is out in the world as a single.
Yes.
The other 2 are still unreleased. Can you tell us what's coming up first?
Yes, so the first song is actually the last song on Portraits on my record called Lakeshore. And it's funny, when we were writing sort of towards the end of the album process of putting it all together, I didn't really feel like I had a closer yet. And I found this demo. I actually wrote this song when I was 18 years old, but it was a lot different. But I kept the lyrics sort of the same, and I reproduced it. And so yeah, it's sort of it's nice to know that 18-year-old me wrote the last song for my record 3 years later. But yeah, so it's very special to me.
All right, love to hear it.
Awesome, thanks.
There you are, so gracefully putting on a show, speaking into silence, and you've bottled up your coat. Take me to a foreign place, one without a chin. I'm thinking about the futures we hold, the lake shore. And I don't wanna go. I don't wanna go, and I don't wanna go, I don't wanna go. Said you had your soulmate, how's that looking now? Collar up your neck, with him you never frown.
Thank you to the 5 people in the room clapping for me.
Yeah, man, thank you for coming to this room and playing music for us. We appreciate it
Absolutely.
very much. Can we talk a little bit about the arrangement that you guys are doing here today? Well, you right now and about to be you guys can you tell us how similar or how different it might be from what people are going to hear on Portraits when it comes out on March 15th?
Yeah, well, I mean, referring back to the last record that I just played, that's how this song started, was really sort of in that arrangement. And, I think for me, I usually start everything on piano or just on a keyboard and kind of mess around with sounds. I was really inspired by Sylvan Esso on this last record, so I tried to play with a lot of sort of vibraphones or some sort of synth sounds that were a bit more whole and a bit more warm. So yeah, I wrote Lakeshore, just sort of in the arrangement that you heard it. But I think in terms of the record, I played around a lot with vocal sampling, which you kind of hear in Shut Up, really kind of going over and layering my voice and trying to use it as an instrument, and so they'll be a little bit different, but at the core, they're the same.
Do you feel like, so I know that the record was recorded in a number of different places. I mean, you're an Oklahoma guy.
Yeah.
Some was recorded in LA, some in Oklahoma, some just all across the world. There's some Berlin in there as well.
Yeah.
Do you feel like, can you talk a little bit about how the location influenced the songwriting or the production of the record?
Yeah. Well, I think one of my biggest blessings in life, and you bring up where I'm from, is I've had the opportunity to travel so much, and that's one of the best things about being a musician and an artist, is you get to see all these different places. So yeah, I wrote the lyrics to Shut Up, which will be the 3rd song I'm playing, but the current single right now. I wrote those lyrics when I was leaving Israel this summer, after spending some time there in the Tel Aviv airport. Just in my pad, I was like, whoa, I have an idea. And so for me, I think when I talk about the album, if anyone wants to know what my last year was like, just listen to the record, because it's all sort of detailed there. And Shut Up was written in Israel. There's a song called White Roses on the album, which was written in Boston, in a tiny little lake house with my producer, Willie Beeman. And so yeah, you sort of just see the story of me going through the year, but also traveling to these different places. And I don't know if you'll be able to tell a difference. I don't know if you listen to Shut Up and you're like, oh yeah, that was definitely written in the Tel Aviv airport. But it's fun for me to look back and say like, okay, I wrote that there, and I remember that moment,
Yeah. No, that was not the first vibe that I got when I listened to Shut Up. I wasn't immediately the Tel Aviv airport, but now people know. So
You
thank
didn't
you
think
for
of the Middle
telling us
East when
about
you heard
it.
that song? Weird. I didn't do my job.
So can you tell us what's coming up second off of Portraits? What you guys are going to play next?
Yeah, so this next song, and Daniel, I think you can come up here now.
Yep.
This is Daniel Lape, everybody.
Hey.
He's very talented, yeah. This next song is called Stand, and it's sort of an ode to where I'm from and also sort of my family. There's a line in this song, I remember when I played it for my dad, because I say, I fall on my father's drunkenness, I am my father's man. And he heard it, and he was like, well, what the hell are you trying to say, kid? It's like, hey, sorry, Dad, you drink a lot of beer, man. I had to talk about it. So this is, if Oklahoma had a song on this album, it would definitely be this one for sure.
All right. How does he feel about it now? I hope everything is all smooth, or is it still a little bit rocky in terms of?
I think he likes it.
Yeah.
It's
got to be a flattering thing for it to have a song at all that exists about you, regardless of the subject matter of that song.
Listen, if he gives me any crap for it, I'll tell him we're about to play Tulsa in a few weeks, and I'm sure during the middle of my set, he'll have a big cold one in his hand. So I'll say, come on, Dad.
Hopefully it'll be a can of hops, which
Yeah.
I'm sorry to change the subject. Hanson now has a brewery. Hanson's from Tulsa,
Oh, wow.
and they've got an IPA called hops, and it's delicious.
Okay, I didn't know this. Learn something new every day. So cheers to hops. Okay, let's go.
All right.
Are you ready, man?
Yeah.
You've got heart, and it's painted on you, and I can see all the false views. I see through all that they do, and I'm brave when my words are curving, but I don't see me in my eyes anymore. Haven't seen him since that shirt. I cannot move, and forever I stand On the feet of my drunkenness, I am my Father's man. Are you even looking forever? 'Cause I can't. No, I'm 6 gin and tonics down, baby, I can hardly stand. No, I can hardly stand. I've got soul, but it's weak as taken. For I've been burned one too many times. Haven't said the right line, so I smile and say you make me happy. But don't think there's link to my subtlety. I've been dying for a dream, 'cause I cannot move in forever. On the feet of my drunkenness, I am my Father's man. Are you even looking forever? 'Cause I can't. No, I'm 6 gin and tonics down, baby, I can't hardly stand. No, I can't hardly stand. I live and I learn and I try to pretend that one day I might be wiser than my sin. I live and I learn, let the hope sink in, that one day I might be wiser than my sin, than my sin, than my sin. I cannot move in forever. I stand on the feet of my drunkenness. I am my Father's man. Are you even looking forever? 'Cause I can't. No, I'm 6 gin and tonics down, baby, I can't hardly stand. No, I can't hardly stand.
Man, thank you. I love that song. It's a great song.
Thanks so much.
Yeah. I sincerely hope that he likes that song because
Yeah,
it's
on that
outstanding.
one, too. Cheers, man.
Dude.
We're
so
drinking
like,
PBR.
Yeah, I
in
just
here
finished
today.
mine. I'm gonna
Okay, so crack it.
Yeah,
The
man.
second one.
cheers.
You left yours?
I finished mine.
Oh wow. Okay. I'm slow playing it then. It is really only.
Would you like one before we finish? Or
$2.45.
yeah. Could you grab one, please? Yeah, thank you. Can we talk a little bit about so you, Greyson, you came out as a gay man 2 years-ish ago,
I'm 21. Yeah, 19. So yeah, around 2 years.
and you, from what I have read, had a relatively, thankfully, a somewhat secure and a good experience with that, and
Very
not
much so.
not the worst thing. That could have been it doesn't go that well for that way for everybody. Can you talk a little bit about you have used your platform and your voice and your fame to as a resource for people who are going through that same process? Can you talk about some of the specific things that you're doing to help people going through that exact same process that you went through just 2 years ago?
Of course. Well, yeah, you mentioned it. I was really lucky and blessed. I actually came out to my family and friends years before coming out publicly, and I think I did that for multiple reasons, or I waited for multiple reasons. I think the first was, trying to find that confidence in myself, to really sort of blast it out to the world. And that takes time and patience, sometimes. And then I think the second thing, too, is I was really sort of worried that I wanted to make sure that I wasn't exploiting my sexuality. At the time, I remember there was sort of
Exploiting it in terms of commercial gain, like for
yeah.
career-wise?
So there, I remember there was one meeting in particular where I was in LA, sitting down with an A&R and or so a record person, an industry person, and he asked me and he said, "So when are you gonna come out? Because we should really time a release around that." And I remember hearing that and saying, no, you know, I wanted to avoid that at all costs. So I wanted it to happen naturally, and I actually received a message online from a fan in Arkansas. He sort of detailed his story to me, and at the end of the message he said, hey, I know you're not gay, but I just want to let you know your music really inspires me. And I read that, and I said, come on, kid, get it together, find that strength and post this out. And I immediately wrote my message and put it online. And I think for me, you know, what I try to do is I just want to create music that can help people through hard times. I think that's the best contribution that I can give. You know, I do a lot of work back in Oklahoma too, though, working with specific organizations and doing, you know, more of the political side of things. But I think as a musician, you know, each case is individualistic. Each story is different.
I saw that video. Speaking of some of the more political involvement,
Yeah.
you've had the Good as Gold video.
Yeah, absolutely.
And highlighting the Lakota tribe and going so far as to giving all of the proceeds for whatever that single made to.
Yeah, it's giving it to the Lakota people or to a charity that's on the ground in Pine Ridge. And yeah, as a musician, you know, I think what I want to do is I want to put out good music that can help people through the difficulties of life, and especially through anyone who's young and sort of dealing with their sexuality or identity. I think my advice to them would be, number one, it's going to be hard. It's difficult. That's the society that we live in. But I think, too, it's about really sort of loving yourself in those moments. So if I can provide a song, or at our shows even, too, it's been cool. We just played our first weekend, and I was looking out into the audience, and I saw sort of gay couples around, and that's something that I've never had at my shows before. And I was like, okay, cool. Well, this is a safe space that I can create for people to come and have fun and you know, sort of let their hair down for a night. So that's what I want to contribute. And then maybe when I'm older, we'll see what else happens.
Cool. Well, thank you for doing that. Thank you for gathering the courage to be as public about it as possible and to help anyone else.
Hey, thanks for asking the questions.
Yeah,
Seriously.
of course, man. Hopefully we can use this platform, what we're doing right now, to help
Absolutely.
to amplify that voice also. So can you tell us what's coming up third off of Portraits?
Yeah, so this is the song that everyone knows. This is the first single. Crack it open, Daniel. This one's called Shut Up, and it was one of the first songs that we wrote for the album, and as I mentioned, wrote it in Tel Aviv, and yeah, it's still definitely one of my favorites, and I'm really excited. This Friday we're going to be playing it at the Gramercy, and I hope people will sing along when they hear it.
All right.
Awesome. Daniel, kiss.
Yeah. Lying on the beach, the middle of December, I'm thinking you're too cool to even remember my face, my hair, my eyes, my lips, and my name. Lighting up that clover, confidence is what I want. I say a lot, I'm loud, 'cause maybe you're the one. Your hair, your eyes, your lips, and your name. Baby, I cannot hold my tongue. You give me much to say. I'm sweating bullets, nervous that you push away. When your eyes catch mine, I know I talk too much. So give me your two lips, and baby, I'll shut up. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Oh, baby, I'll shut up. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Oh, baby, I'll shut up. Oh, baby, I'll shut up. You dress in all black, the middle of the summer. You're smoother than you think. You rock that Alex Turner. Your style, your arms wrapped in leather, makes me want you forever. But I cannot break this habit, pure anxiety. Stuck here searching for some words that you might need. Maybe you don't need them, it's not what we're about. And maybe I'll just slow it down, 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 down. I cannot hold my tongue, you give me much to say. I'm sweating bullets, nervous that you push away. When your eyes catch mine, oh, yeah, I'm singing. I cannot hold my tongue, you give me much to say. I'm sweating bullets, nervous that you push away. When your eyes catch mine, oh baby, oh I talk too much. I talk too much. Oh baby, I should. Oh baby, I should. Oh baby, I should.
For Daniel Lay, thanks, man.
All right. Thank you so much for coming through and playing these 3 songs. Best of luck on Portraits. It comes out on March 15th. And have a great time in New York. You're here from now until Friday. You're at Gramercy on Friday, Friday, March 1st. And then there's a couple of sold-out shows in Toronto right after that.
Yes, we have a packed weekend, and I'm really excited. I've been to Toronto a few times, but I never played a show there. So, yeah, it's going to be a really great weekend. Yeah.
And a great spring and going into the summer. You've got dates announced at least through that Denver show on April 7th. All this, it's all up at Greyson-official.com.
Yes, on our website, Greyson-official. Buy your tickets, bring a friend, grab a beer, grab a PBR, have a good time.
Yeah, and Toronto, hopefully don't let the sold-out nature of that show discourage you. There's always a way to get into a show. Just show up, even if you don't have a ticket.
It's true. Absolutely.
Man, thank you so much for coming through. It was great to meet you guys. Best of luck with everything, and we'll see you again soon.
Awesome. Cheers.